Hey folks, so here we are, day number 3. You'll note that we got spiders on top again. We want to dispatch them as quickly as we can. They are kind of annoying, but it's part of the game. And you'll note that our Matic actually does 6 damage. Kind of useful for these little spiders. It helps a little bit better than our gun, actually. And we've cooked up our other water bottle, ready to go. Let's go claim some loot from the mobs. That burnt overnight. Fairly important thing to do right away, always. And eat some food. And we want, first things first, we want to check our pets. Because we might have goodies in there. See, like right there. There's our first goodie. You gotta be mindful of where creepers and everything else are in this. And there's a creeper, but he can't get to us because of that little pit right there. Let's get our way back up top. Close off the pit. And we'll just watch the mob traps. So now here we go, more zombie flesh. That's a source of food. Very early on, we want to go and collect everything we can. Take your time, walk around for just a minute or 3. Arrows, bows, zombie flesh, seeds, all of that are extraordinarily useful. See, now that's a lot of creepers right there. It's worth using a couple of shots to get rid of them. You don't want to deal with too much of a mess during the day today. Oh, we ran out of a clip, but the gun does auto-reload. So there we go. So now, remember I said we wanted to get rid of this little bit of odd sand dune here that's raised up. So that way we can kind of see a little easier when we come out of our base if there's mobs hiding behind this. Some of these little tiny zombies and stuff make that difficult. And in fact, I think it still is a little faster to punch this stuff. Oh, we had some zombie flesh right there even. And if we have the bone material, actually, what we're going to do, which we do now, we have these part builders, remember, we can make a shovel for mining stuff. Another very useful thing. Okay. So here we go. Shovel, bone shovel, that'll last us a while. And we need to eat food. And here's another trick. If you noticed, inside of our ship, we picked our tools off of drying racks. You can actually hang up the zombie flesh to make a different type of food for yourself. One of the important things to note here is that the different types of food can only be eaten so many times within the last sets of food. In experimenting with this, I found that about 5 types of food is generally where you want to be hovering around, minimum. Early on, that's very difficult to do. Your big sources of food are going to be that seed we had just gotten, the silkworms, the zombie flesh, the zombie jerky, and fish that we occasionally get from harvesting sand. And as we get more and more rice heat built up, we will be able to use that for making other foods too, including rice soup and spider eye soup and things of that nature. So you always got to take your time to sit down and think about what types of food you have access to. And by access, I mean fairly readily access. Early on, you're going to want to be able to make about a stack or so of each type of food as quickly as you can. So I forgot to bring my saplings with me. Remember to collect those silkworms. If you can get them set overnight, that's a source of emergency food to put to use. Always worthwhile. So let's plant our sapling. We'll throw that 1 bone meal on it. No luck. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and dig back this sand pit a little with our shovel. eat our bit more zombie jerky just to keep us ahead of the game. And then this will resupply our level of dust for making more materials tonight. Which is kind of, you always want to have something to do at night. Standing around shouldn't really ever happen. Early on in the game, there's enough to be done that it'll make your life a lot easier if you continually focus on it. And you'll know what I'm doing here. Oh, we'll put that dust right back down now. I want to level this pit one more time down a little ways. Just so we, have that nice easy jump across always. Nothing to kind of mess with us too terribly bad. Because there will be occasions where we have monsters standing in the pit that do not play well with others. So once we get to about a stack, I'm kind of comfortable with that, a little more. We can generally spend all night harvesting stacks. Or a couple of stacks of dust. So here we go. Let's make sure we fill in this for now. Nothing can make their way across to us. Let's take and convert our bones, and we need some more timber for tonight, if we can get lucky enough. So now we want to keep crooking stuff, because remember with the crook, we want to use our shears first. With the shears we can get access to more water. With the crook it'll give you access to silkworms, which are another source of food. But basically the way I've found to be kind of a little more efficient with that is your last tree of the night early on, put your silkworm in, and by morning it'll be just about done, and you'll be able to get another stack of silkworms for food. So we'll be cycling through that pretty quickly. Getting the leaves though early on is very significant for allowing us to get dirt to make water, as well as to plant seeds. And the mattock, being that it also acts as a hatchet, helps us to get that material taken care of faster. Let's go ahead and eat our last two beef meals here in our zombie jerky, just to get ourselves places for food. So now we're at the out of food stage, remember. And we'll cut this down just to get ourselves a bunch of leaves. Remember, we got composting going on there. We will go through 2 or 3 stacks of leaves per barrel with this set of automation. You'll see we're moving along, and we've got 12 pieces of dirt already. That's excellent. Well, let's just keep trucking along with this. Having a nice supply of timber for tonight will allow us to complete a couple more quests as well. Oh, and there is sunset starting, so let's grow in this tree. Let me look quickly here. No, we're going to try and sneak out one more if we can. I know I had an extra silkworm around somewhere. There we go. Let's make it fast, just so we got the timber to complete some more quests. Always important. Get as much as you can during the day. And then we're probably not going to make our way back out till for another full day almost. Let's see. So put our silkworm in, let that go. Seal ourselves in. And work on processing stuff. So leaves. You want to put your leaves into the thing. We got, let's see, lots of dust to process. And our next goal is to get more iron, more bone meal, and let's see, how are we for salt? So there, we got some more. We got 4 zombie jerky ready to go here, and that'll give us food there. Water wise, we are getting low, but we got the 2 bottles we made last night, remember? We got string, which we can actually convert to a bed for ourselves, but we don't particularly need it right now. We kind of want the mob drops to come through. We are done with the gun for now. And we need to sieve some dirt. That's kind of where we stand right now. We want to make sure we have enough for 2 more sets of shears by the morning. And even more so, there's another, we need these stones so we can complete the quest. Let's see here. We need a stone hammer, which is 4 pieces of stone to complete the next step. Or 2 pieces of cobblestone, or 8 pieces of stone. We have 4 at the moment in our hotbar. So, that's definitely the goal. Anyway, I'll do a bunch of sieving here, and I'll be back as soon as I go through these several stacks of dust we have to process. I got about halfway through these sieving, and we're starting to run into some food issues. So there's another step we absolutely need to take here before we finish sieving. Remember that rice seed we got? We want to make sure we can plant it. And what better place to plant this thing than directly inside of our base? That way we have easy access to food. Let's put our other chest over here for now. And just kind of hack ourselves a little bit of room in the floor here. We want about 10 of them if we could get there. And we might just as well start them growing right now if we can. That's about the best alternative here. We got that bucket of water we collected earlier. Somewhere. Don't waste those. Where did I put it? There we go. And then we made up all this dirt for our use. We're at 20 already and still have a fair amount to process. But let's go ahead and put that water down. Fill in the land here. And I think we can even get one more layer out of our base, just to give us that 4 wide effect. You'll note this pick is fairly slow at mining at the moment. It will grow over time. But this will give us access to a fair amount of soil to work with for right now. Here we go. Let's put the dirt back for water. Grab that 1 seed we started with. Put our bucket back. And we should be able, since we put the water in the corner, we should be able to till this into fertile soil with our mattock. And let's plant the seed. Now we're going to use some bone meal to kind of kick off the process here, because we need 12 seeds in total to get us rolling nice and steady. Or, well, I guess 11 more. Remember, you can, whatever you grow in, you can take the seeds back. And what this will do, as I stand here and sift over time, it'll grow in and give me another source of food to utilize. The last thing we want to do here quickly, and I wanted to show this on camera as well before I return to sieving, is as morning comes along, we're going to find more zombie flesh outside to use. That is kind of very good for us. We want some more drying racks made up to just help us with yet another source of food. We want to make sure these mobs all come running into the pits. Very useful. They all keep running trying to get to me, especially the zombies. Whoa, and the spiders and stuff. Let's knock him back for just a minute. Or kill him. And for now, we put all of our weird blocks into one of these chests, and we'll use them later on. All our factory blocks. So we got another spider to deal with up here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a mini spider that can fit through the spot. And let's go take care of things. So now, everything burnt up, we should have a pile of loot in these different pits, hopefully. Maybe not. No luck. Oh, there's some. So let's see, let's go ahead and put this here for now. And go around and collect all the materials. It takes a fair amount of time for this flesh, zombie flesh, to dry out, but that's what we need absolute access to early on. There's some more. We probably can even go out as far as this creeper because stuff does spawn everywhere. Oh, and you'll note we're even starting to run low on hunger, so that becomes an issue. That's why I wanted to plant those seeds when we did. Another critical step. So this is really your second major step of the game, is stabilizing your food sources. And you're going to want to spend a bit of time doing that, as it'll make the rest of your journey in this world a bit easier. Get as much as you can early on and just stockpile. So here we go. I think we collected most of it, it feels like. Let's go back to hang it up in our base. And we want to actually collect that string in a bit. But we want to hang up the zombie flesh because it'll take a fair amount of time to dry. And in fact, let's see how these ones are doing. So we got one there and two more there that are not dried yet from the previous day even. So what I'll do, folks, is I will continue sieving. I'll watch our... actually, there's one more step we want to do here. I've collected enough stone to actually make us a hammer. So we want to do that quickly. And keep advancing the quest line as much as you can, because the more you unlock, the easier it'll get. So there's our hammer. If we look at our quest book, the next step in this thing is to make a bone knife blade and bone crossbar. So we need 2 more patterns. You remember how to make them, right? We collected a fair amount of wood for doing exactly this. And we need 2 patterns. And we just collected a bunch more bones, but let's get the patterns and make these 2 things up. A crossbar and a knife blade pattern. Go over to our pattern chest here. And let's see if we can't make this stuff with bone meal rather than bones. And we manually detect, it shows completed, and now we need to make a set of wood armor. This is why we needed a bunch of wood early on. So wood armor, much like any other armor in the game, is made with the same set of patterns. And once we craft that, oh, we need a cap yet. This quest is complete. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim the heart canister. I like the extra life points early on, just because you only have 3 lives to begin with. Anything that gives me a better chance at not dying to something ridiculous, all the better. And we gained another pattern from that. Now we did build this wood armor. Armor does tend to add heat to you, so I don't even like to keep it. Oops. Don't throw out the zombie jerky. Just, we'll let it disappear. Don't even want to hang on to it. And as far as the knife, I think that's not very good for us either. The Matic turns out to be a better weapon. We just had to do that quest to advance. And you'll notice now we've unlocked a whole other series of quests here. That slab furnace we made is already complete, and we can get another type of seed out of it. Excellent. That's something we most definitely want. And even more so, we just enabled an autonomous activator, which we will put to use shortly. Let's see. So the other stuff we want to put away for right now, we'll put the seed away. And I want to make some iron ingots here. Oh, now see, look, we need water. We're sweating and we're losing water very quickly. So you got to be aware of that and be ready to spend a bit of time making water each day for now. So we got 8 bits of water ready to go here. Let's go ahead and get our inventory a bit more organized here. I like to have all the dirty water kind of aligned in a stack of 8 so we can process it very quickly. We're going to need to, remember. And that way we can fill up our water nice and fast. And if you get to a point where you get a little too far down the line, feel free to use your cold water just to boost you up a bit. So like in this instance, this will be a very good case to use one. Because we don't want to... It'll drain the other water very fast. In our camel pack if we're not near topped off. So that'll kind of push us back into the appropriate range. So here we go. I'll finish cooking this up. I'll do some sieving. I'll dig out a little more space for our farm in here, and I will return. Hey folks, we're back. So I dug out some farm space. I've been kind of working on collecting the zombie jerky as we go. We got a fish during the sieving process. That can be turned into fish jerky. Yet another source of food. And I've gotten to the point that I'm already very tired of holding down the mouse to sieve. So let's look at automating this now. Okay? So what we want to do here, this is kind of the very simplest form of automation we can do to start, is we can put the autonomous activator we got, the hopper, and the sieve, and we can run that with a bit of water. We can also, to make this run a little more smoothly, we can use a saw, and for now we'll use a flint saw because we have decent access to that. Yeah, that'll work for right now. So here we go. Saw. Oh, I need 3. Ha! Maybe not. Let's quickly... So what we can do with the sieve is we can kind of load it up with all of our dust we've collected, and it'll start processing. The goal of what we want to do here is set it up such that the materials will be pushed directly into the hopper. So if I use a water system, we can run the water all the way across and the materials will catch and push right into the hopper and auto collect for us. What we need though is one more stone to make us a saw early on. And help set this up. So then we get to the point where we can focus on the processing we care about. We don't have to kind of do all this manual labor overnight. Okay? So now I can make a flint saw to start. Flint isn't that great, but it'll do enough of what I want for right now. And what we're going to make this out of is... Let's do it out of wool if we can. That'll work. Because I have plenty of access to string on the overnights. And we want to kind of cut this into little itsy bitsy strips here. Now one of the tricks with this, when you place this stuff down, let's actually turn off the machine for a minute here. You don't want to place it directly on top of any of the components you're working with. You want to place it kind of one back. And by one back, I mean, take a look at, like, I'm placing down these pieces of dust to help me. I'm placing it on the dust side, so that way we can run water there. Okay? And now what I did in the interim is I took 10 of our leaves and I made us up one more bucket worth of water. You're going to be doing lots of water this way, but early on we're kind of running low on power, so we got to do it how we can get it. And now we got a bucket of water. If I put this bucket of water right on top of, let's see, if I put a strip here, can I still open? I can. If I put this bucket of water right on top of our thing, it'll push all the stuff that away. Kind of see? It'll push all the material. So now if I turn on our hopper, let's turn it back on. You'll watch. It'll pop up. And one of the pieces of mess we'll run into here quickly is sometimes it'll try to pop out of the water. We can kind of alleviate that with some strips and some panels and kind of do what you got to do with it, you know. To start, that's one of the tricks you're looking for. And sometimes placing that extra block down does help with that situation. So it's popping up and you'll see it just flowing into the chest for collection and auto collecting in there for us. Absolutely awesome. So now we don't have to do as much manual sieving. With that said, you can see with X-Nilo, if I turn it on here at the top center of our screen, it goes at an okay clip. If we actually stand here and click it, we can help it to move quite a bit faster. So you can help to click at night, but it just, while you're busy doing other things like making water or converting metals into iron, working with your farms, all the other kind of stuff that goes on here throughout the course of this playthrough, you know, the automation just, you know, helps to keep keep more things moving. And that's a fairly nice setup. So now we've got access to food, we've got access to materials, we've got access to plenty of water. I think our next step here is to keep digging out and rearranging the base. And that will kind of, or let's actually make our bed now and see if we can't make it daytime. Just so I can show you kind of the next thing I'm going to work on here off camera. So if we sleep, that way we get to respawn, hopefully, if we can find a spot to sleep. Sometimes it's a little easier said than done with the spiders. Go away. There we go. If we make it daytime, I can go outside and show you what we're going to do with the outside of the base here. Actually, there is one more step we can do here. While I'm sieving, I'm collecting all this excess stone. Oh, look, we got another issue here. I need to stop the items from running out past our chest. Anyway, what we can do is we want to work towards a lava gen next. Or a cobble gen. And to do that we need lava, and you saw how we got water. Do I got any leaves? So we've used up all of our leaves now officially. So we're going to be at the point where I'm going to have to harvest several more saplings here and all of that good stuff. As well as cook up iron and shears and kind of all the stuff I've showed you, you know, a flavor of on camera. I'll do a bunch of that off camera and get us to a point of being ready to make a cobble gen, and I think that'll be next episode. And once we have the cobble gen in place, I will start building out the base. But for now, we've got plenty of food. Right, we got rice, we got cantaloupe, we got zombie jerky, we've got salted zombie jerky that we can run around and collect all the time. Very, very, very handy. Let's make sure our shovel's kind of ready here. And we want our dust to be collected like that. Come on. No! Wow, almost got creepered, guys. That's how rough this map is. Pay attention. I didn't even see him come running at me. So now, no, we're out of water. We're out of food again. Let's make sure we take care of that. Otherwise, you have a hard time running and jumping. I got 2 more bottles of water here, just to get us through. But anyway, we want to run around, collect the stuff, and do all those same kind of things. And this episode's getting kind of long already, for my liking, so I will continue to do this stuff offline. And we'll catch up next episode. Until then, thanks for tuning in. Leave comments, let me know all the things, and we'll see you soon.